You ever get the feeling that everything in America is completely...
Hey, guys. So, no podcast this week. My apologies. Matt sends his apologies as well. Matt and I spent the weekend at my family's celebration of life for my Uncle Jim, who passed away. And just didn't get around to recording a podcast. I believe this is the first week in the history of Liberty Tree Podcast that we are not putting out an episode on Tuesday or Wednesday sometimes. Sometimes we miss it by a day, but we always put one out. And this is the first week that we're not going to do that. And we are very sorry about that. But it just seemed more important this weekend to be around my family and celebrate the life of my Uncle Jim, who I've talked about before on the podcast. One of the most important men in my life, if not the most important. I guess him and my dad would be the top two. His loss is a loss that, in my humble opinion, I believe upset the balance of the universe. He was that good of a guy. And I think the universe is always more or less in balance, but it goes through waves, kind of like a teeter-totter or waves in a swimming pool. Eventually it'll balance out. But the day we lost Uncle Jim was a net negative for the world. So, yeah, I guess this is just kind of our way of memorializing him by not putting out a podcast. So, hope you all are staying sane and safe and happy and can take some time like we did this weekend, however it manifests itself in your life, to spend quality time with the people that mean a lot to you. Sometimes you don't realize how much you need to do that until you're forced into that situation, and it just kind of, it's emotional to be in these situations, but it's worth it to really kind of reconnect with who you are at your core, who you want to be. It was awesome having my son around, seeing everybody that meant a lot to Uncle Jim and vice versa, and hearing the stories about Uncle Jim, and just kind of putting maybe less important things on hold for the weekend and instead just focusing on those things that are important. So we will see you guys next week. I promise.
This spring.
The reason I'm bringing this up was that, just like with our friend that I was texting with, here's two guys that disagreed on things and were able to have a civil conversation, right, and not have to kill each other over it.
Liberty Tree Podcast presents.
Probably going to call it the Liberty Tree Debate Series.
The Liberty Tree Debate Series.
Actual live debate that's going to take place here in Santa Rosa. Controversial topics.
It's just, you have to force behaviors.
Hopefully have some sort of relevance to our local community here, but also globally. I think that a gun debate is worth having.
Gun control is for wimps and commies.
It's going to be an Oxford-style debate.
You're an idiot.
I know you are, Weatherman.
It's going to be in front of a live audience. We poll the audience. After the debate, we poll them again, and whichever side convinced more people to their way of thinking wins the debate.
Loser.
Very structured. It's not like people arguing over each other. It's going to be both sides get 3 minutes opening, 5 minutes response, questions from the audience.
Can you make a full shot?
Make a shoe smell?
In a scenario like this, is the audience vetted at all? Or does it just come one to come all?
At this point, I just want to put butts in chairs. So, yeah, come one, come all. If anyone out there wants to participate, send me an email, kelly@libertytreelifestyle.com. And if you want to help, or if you want to be a debater, or you know someone who might be a good debater, preferably a master debater, We don't want any scrubs.
I was like, he's going to say it. He's going to say it at some point.
Look, guys, the cat is out of the fucking bag. We are ruled by psychopathic authoritarians, and the only way we can do this is we got Trojan horses, motherfuckers. You got to join us. Get on social media, hit that fucking like button, check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and tell your friends about the fucking podcast, because we're gonna rot this motherfucker in from the inside out. Fucking join us, all right? Do it. Woo!
Hi, friends. Kelly here from Liberty Tree. Are you sick and tired of losing friends due to them being rounded up and thrown into a black van and eventually into a gulag for the crime of simply speaking their minds? Are you constantly annoyed by the largest mafia cartel in history, aka your government, stealing half of your income and then turning around and using that money to ban you from living your life in the way that you see fit? Friends, have you had enough of elites ruling over you and forcing you to eat insect burgers while they dine at fancy and exclusive Napa Valley restaurants? Well, I'm here to tell you that there is something that you can do about it. You can go to LibertyTreeLifestyle.com and buy yourself and your loved ones any number of subversive t-shirts, sweatshirts, coffee mugs, or flip-flops. And let those bastards know that you are not going to put up with their bullcrap any longer. With the fine apparel that you will discover at LibertyTreeLifestyle.com, you will also find a warm and fuzzy feeling that accompanies each and every purchase. It's a feeling that comes from knowing that you are funding liberty and free speech from behind enemy lines. It's a feeling that you feel because you know that freedom is being fostered thanks to your support. Most importantly, it's a feeling that you feel in your loins. It comes from knowing that you are not alone. We will fight those fuckers together to the death if need be and support each other to the bitter, bitter end. With Liberty Tree, you will never walk alone. We are more than an apparel brand. We are a lifestyle. Use promo code Transcendental Meditation for 10% off your purchase. That's TRANSCENDENTALMEDITATION for 10% off. Thanks for listening. Now let's get into the show.
In a world where global elites vie for the title of most evil, psychopathic, and warmonger pedophiles, one podcast is all that stands between liberty and total faggotry. That podcast is Liberty Tree.
I mean, just like the first thing I find out, I'm sure you were as shocked as I was to learn that cannibalism is legal in 49 states.
No.
What matters is that if you thought the apocalypse would exempt you from paying taxes, the U.S. Internal Revenue Service has some bad news for you.
What is this woman smoking?
Liberty Tree Podcast. New episodes every Tuesday.
Are you tired of your old podcast? Come on down to the Liberty Tree Podcast on the corner of Alex Jones Parkway and Amy Goodman Drive. We'll take that old beater podcast off your hands.
No matter the condition, we'll get you into a brand new Liberty Tree podcast, or we'll die trying.
That's right. Drive your old pod down here and trade it in. What's that? Can't drive it?
Roll it.
You can't roll it?
Drag it.
You better believe it. We'll take any podcast in any condition.
Sir, can I ask you what podcast you're listening to?
It's the Joe Rogan interview with Robert Kent.
Lame.
Miss, can I ask you what podcast you're listening to?
I'm listening to music.
Okay. Hey, man. What are you listening to?
I'm listening to 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, right on. That's cool. Damn, you see the size of that?
So come on down to Liberty Tree Podcast. Let's get you into a brand new model that will impress your friends and may or may not get you onto yet another FBI watch list.
Liberty Tree Podcast Boatyard and Snake Farm is located just off Highway 12 next to Fast Eddie's Living Art Landscape Emporium. Open 8 days a week. All offers void without a California concealed weapons permit. Terms and conditions may apply. Just follow the balloons from the freeway.
This summer,
So let's jump back to the latest shiny toy, which is the conflict in Israel.
fasten your seatbelts for the blockbuster event of the year.
Raising concerns that Israel is using white phosphorus.
Two friends.
In Lebanon.
A world gone clown.
In Lebanon.
And one final chance to make a tasteless and probably only marginally funny joke.
Items like white phosphorus to another military is with a full expectation that it will be used in keeping with those.
It will be used peacefully.
free, but mostly peaceful.
Liberty Tree Podcast. New episodes every Tuesday.
Hey guys, if you're wondering how you can support the show, short of just straight up sending us money through Patreon, which we strongly encourage, there is a way at no cost to you. Please leave a comment in the comment section, hit that like button, or just share the podcast word of mouth with your friends or family, or maybe take that opportunity to introduce yourself to that weird neighbor you have. You know, the one that has all those weird pet reptiles, the curtains that never get opened, the car that never leaves the driveway. He's always got the lights on. I don't know where I was going with that. What I'm saying is, because of our point of view, we are facing the ever-present looming threat of censorship, shadow banning, and being canceled, so we need your help to get the word out for Liberty Tree. We have some exciting things in the works right now and for the coming year, and if we make them happen,
We're all gonna get laid.
we look forward to announcing them soon. So hit that like button, leave a comment, help us spread the word, and question everything always.